This is Jordan Spieth here, and
this is the Dan Hyde podcast.
All right. Breaking news. Quite shocking. LIV Tour Field has been announced for the first event in London. And I mean, right off the bat, a little bit shocking to see some names, a little bit shocking to see some names left off. High IQ play by Dustin Johnson. Think about it. He is going to make so much money dominating this tour. He's going to make, what's the winner get every time? $15 million, something like that.
How much is he going to? How much is he going to carry?
How much is he already making? Like outright,
every tournament.
He can win every tournament, but you think he's going to? Do you think he cares enough to win every single tournament out there
for $15 million each tournament? Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
he probably already got paid like $50 million up front just to be like the cover.
This whole thing is like he's the kind of guy who, like, he'll get his money and like he'll be like to him, what's the difference between 15 million and 3 million if he comes in like 10th or something like that? Like it's like at that point, what's the difference? Like, and he's. Yeah, he probably got like a ton up front and everything, and it just doesn't. I don't know. It's gonna ruin some people's images of him for sure. Like,
don't get me wrong. I mean, like, is it the wait? Phil's not on the list.
No, he's not.
Yeah, so there's a couple spots still open. 4 spots open for Asian Tour qualifiers, and then 1 other spot.
Oh, and that's who Daniel Rappaport was referencing.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think he's referencing Phil as that last guy, but.
On the space I was just in, Wesley Bryan was saying like they for sure already know who those last 6 guys are or whatever.
Right, because like we were talking about this, I'm like,
not on it, right?
No.
No.
And I was surprised, like, oh, Jason Kokrak's not on it. Like, doesn't he have like the Saudi Golf like on his like apparel like when he walks around?
And Kevin Na was not on the list.
No, Kevin Na was on the list.
Kevin Na was on the list.
Oh, I didn't see him.
He was there.
But then Robert Garrigus, who we said was the first one who committed, wasn't on the list. So I mean, whatever. Those of you who are listening to the podcast right now, not in the Twitter space, like we might have mentioned this a little later on in the podcast, but like we actually do have a couple players in the top 50 in this field, and obviously DJ is a surprising one. But how about Taylor Gooch? Like, he's in his 20s, he's in his prime, and he decides that he's going to take the payday. One. Like, he's the only real player that, like, in this field in the top 50 that is of that age that decided that he's going to be on the LIV tour. So
I'm gonna play.
He must have, like, because he like, if anything, like, it's going to be like if you're the LIV tour and you're trying to make a name for this tour, like you got like Sergio, you got like the guys like Sergio, Lee Westwood, Keimer, whatever, any like Poulter, like those were like somewhat expected. Like DJ and Taylor Gooch, like they're gonna be the faces of the tour. Taylor Gooch, especially for the foreseeable future, if this is like a long-term thing, and like if Taylor Gooch is like if you gotta roll, if I'm the LIV tour, I'm rolling out the red carpet and giving Taylor Gooch anything he wants, just to so he says to his friends like, hey, like this is like you can get like. I can get you this kind of treatment. Like you can do whatever you want basically out here. Like it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor Gooch starts as like they're basically getting Taylor Gooch or like try to get someone like him, like so that he can say, hey, like tell his friends and everything like that on the tour and like even coming up as amateurs. Like,
and honestly, we should have seen it coming that somebody like a Taylor Gooch would get this kind of treatment from the LIV tour, and I bet they did roll out the red carpet for him.
Absolutely.
So that, they needed a trendsetter so that they're not dumb. They know that everybody thinks that there's just going to be a bunch of 40-year-olds on the tour.
And whatever. And then they went ahead and they got 2 of the last 3 USAM champs to join the tour. I mean, James Piot, who was the 2021 USAM champion.
Oh, good for him.
And then Andy Ogletree, 2019 USAM champ, joining this.
Him.
And like these guys, but like I mean, these guys never even really got to taste the PGA Tour like at all for the most part. So it's like
that's the thing, though.
Definitely
it's like,
had a chance.
Like they would have been on the PGA Tour at some point, right?
But at the same time, it's like will they ever get to go to the PGA Tour now?
Here's the thing.
I mean, who knows? Like that's the thing.
The big question. Like you don't know what the release is like. What you don't know what the PGA. You don't know how the PGA Tour is going to react to this. Like they might react tonight. They might react tomorrow. They might react in a month from now after the first one or whenever a week after the first one ends. But like these guys, like they dreamed of going to the PGA Tour all their lives, and like they're making millions of dollars. But like, are they going to get like how are they going to feel in a couple of years if this drags out that long and they can't go to the PGA Tour again? Like it's like, are they going to regret it? Like that's just
whatever. And you know what? Maybe they don't care because they're going to get $15 million if they win the tournament. Like how many tournaments do you have to win to get $15 million on the PGA Tour? Like
not everyone
8-9
has the dream of playing on the PGA Tour and loves playing golf. That is, everybody, not everybody who's this good at golf that they can play at that level loves golf enough where they're like, hey, like I just want to be on the PGA Tour. That's my lifelong dream. Like that's good enough for me.
But think about but these guys want to like compete. Like it's all about like, it's not about like getting to the PGA Tour would be like, I'm assuming like obviously like some guys are different, but like a lot of guys want to get to the PGA Tour and then they want to compete on the PGA Tour. Yeah. They want to have like their legacy. They want to have their name on a list next to Tiger and like and Jordan Spieth and Nicholas and stuff like that. Like that's what they like. A lot of like the Rahm and Morikawa. Like they want like they don't. I guess like they don't need the money, but I guess like you're right. Like it's like these guys don't. If they didn't want that badly enough, it's
so. Trevor, put yourself in James Piatt's shoes. He competed in probably around 5, give or take, PGA Tour events this year. Give or take.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Is that true?
Maybe less.
Probably a little bit less. But he played in the API. He played in the PGA Championship.
Yeah, he gets the major as a USAM champ.
Yep, he gets the majors.
He might have played in something else. I don't know. You don't do anything at those events that really makes you think at all that you can hang with these guys. And he's young. He's in college. Yeah. But you see other guys who have won the USAM who, might have struggled right off the bat. And you see an opportunity to play in a 40-man field and, have one good week and one good week, like average week, and you make like, $1 million.
So here's the thing. Mm-hmm. He's maintained his amateur status, right? Because I think he's probably...
Is that true?
Yeah, right now he's listed as an AM right now. So there's like 3 or 4 guys listed as AMs.
So what does that mean?
If you maintain your amateur status, you can't make money, I don't think. So like he's gonna have to lose his amateur status. Yeah. And I'm not 100%. Sure if is he in the field for the US Open? I'm not sure if he gets in for that this year. I think maybe only last year. If he's in the field for the US Open, maybe that's why you maintain.
Did he play in the US Open last year?
You maintain as a USAM champion, probably.
The USAM after the...
I think the USAM was after the US Open.
So yeah, so then this year he should be in the US Open. So he probably maintains his amateur status to play in the US Open this year, and then right after that he turns pro and makes money on the LIV Tour.
So then what's the point of him playing in the first LIV Tour event if this is like
I don't know. I don't.
Event?
Maybe they
make money.
Maybe they promised him, signing like money if you play in all the LIV Tour events. I don't know.
I mean, is he still in college? Do we know that? I have no idea if he is or not.
I don't think so.
If he's, I mean, like imagine an NIL deal with LIV, like how hilarious that is. Like this guy just has like they have like LIV NIL deals across college golf. And
so here's a thought for you. What if you're an NIL agent, that's becoming a thing. You don't have to be as qualified to do it. You come an LIV, you come an NLI agent, and then all of a sudden, your James Piot client is making you, 50 grand off of a last place finish.
Yeah, but this all goes again, it goes back to the humanitarian, ethical side of it all, which
that is a side to think about for sure.
Yeah,
and the money, I guess, weighs that down for
most guys. Yeah, it's all clearly the money is outweighed that cost.
Let's have a little round table here. Put yourself in James Piot shoes, not an Ian Poulter, not a DJ. You have no money. You have the current money that's sitting in your bank account right now. And you are presented with this opportunity, but you also have the opportunities and the abilities as James Piot.
Well, all right. So that comes with,
because after this year, it's up. He still has to get his tour card somehow.
So we're just putting ourselves in the shoes. We have no idea what tour is going to do. No idea if we're going to be able to even play in the PGA Tour or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the money is the whole tempting thing, but it's also if you have any, I really don't know.
Let me just tell you. It is definitely, you take a pause because you're like, well, is this right?
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
You are in my shoes and you're in California this weekend, you see a bunch of $25 million houses up right above the beach. And you're like, well, I could own one of those if I just win one of these tournaments.
I mean, yes.
I mean, yeah, theoretically, yeah. But at the same time, it's I think if it's me personally, if there's any chance, I'm a US amateur champion. Yes, I'm not I didn't play great in my first few starts in the PGA Tour, but I still have I want to say decent, great chance of a pro career, but I have I'm clearly good enough to play to compete with the best amateurs that are going to be next in the game of golf. It's what makes me think that I can't do that for somewhat of a living.
It's almost you're betting on yourself.
It is you really have to decide if you don't want to do the LIV Tour, you really have to say all right, am I going to make it on the PGA Tour, or
if Piot is going to make it on the PGA Tour if he doesn't do the LIV Tour?
I don't think it. Thinking about it more in depth, I don't think he would either. But
does he get off the Corn Ferry Tour ever? Maybe not.
He might. I would love to see the stats. What percentage of USAMs go on to be top?
Or USAM Final Four, because the guys in the Final Four are all the same exact player.
Yeah,
I think with Piot, it's he was one of the lower, he wasn't even really supposed to
he wasn't
top ranked amateurs. I don't know. I mean, look up what his swagger is. But I don't think he was super well known as a amateur before. You see the guys playing the NCAAs, we know about Preston Summerhays, we know about Parker Cootie, Cole Hammer, we know about those guys. We know we've heard those names before, in our heads, even just thinking about college golf, we've heard those names.
I mean, yeah, and going through the USM, I guess starting in 2018, because that's the first of notable one. Victor Hovland, Doc Redman in 2017, Curtis Luck, who I've never heard of, Bryson DeChambeau, Gun Yang, Matt Fitzpatrick, Stephen Fox, Kelly Craft, Peter Uline, who's in the LIV Field, Ben On, Danny Lee, Colt Knost. We've heard of some of those names, but not all of them. And I guess outside of Victor Hovland and Matt Fitzpatrick and Bryson, they're not big names.
So James Piot is 66th in the Wagger rankings right now.
What's that?
The World Amateur
World
Golf
Amateur
rankings.
Golf
Okay.
rankings.
Yeah.
So,
I
I mean,
like he went like his when he won the USAM.
what's
like,
Travis Vick in that ranking? Do you know?
I can look.
He's a Texas guy.
Well, Nakajima is number 1.
Yeah.
Aberg or Ludwig Aberg. I think he plays for Texas Tech. He's 2. Pearson Cody. Alex Fitzpatrick is down there at 6. Cole Hammer. I don't see. Travis Vick is 26.
Yeah, so you're number 8 amateur in the world. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name. He's in the LIV Tour
Oh, he is. Okay.
field. David Puig, who's a number 9 amateur player in the world, he's also in the LIV Tour field. And I think those are your 3 amateurs, and then Piot.
That's it.
So those are the 3 AMs. So you have number 8, number 9, and number 66 in the world.
Number 66 of the AMs.
And he won the USAM.
And Ogletree.
And then Ogletree, who turned pro.
Which means he's probably kind of struggling compared to, winning the USAM last year. I understand the move.
Yeah, as do I. Now, I mean, like, just talk about some of the other names on the list. Chase Koepka. That's a great move for him. Honestly,
that made me laugh.
Great move for him. But I wonder what Brooks thinks about this. Like, is Brooks close by on this? Because I feel like he's always close by when Chase Koepka kind of makes a move. Like, Brooks is kind of always there. I don't know. I don't know if Brooks is.
Man, good for you.
I mean, honestly, I could see Brooks doing it. Like, think about it. If he's allowed to play in the 4 majors, and he's gonna make a ton of money going over to the LIV Tour, like, Chase Koepka's there to try it out. And if Chase Koepka says, like, look, it's great over here, like, Brooks can make the jump and he gets to play in the 4 majors every year. It's not like he doesn't care about any of the other tournaments anyway. So I can see it.
It's like they really do have, like, I keep going back to they're going to roll out the red carpet to Taylor Gooch. They're going to roll out the red carpet to DJ. Obviously, they have, like, the group of Sergio, Ian Poulter, Westwood. But, like, they're going to, like, if they do a good enough job, like, we still don't, like, we don't even know, like, how we're going to, like, was it YouTube? We're going to watch on YouTube. Like, we don't know who's announcing it. Like, we don't know what, like, we don't, like, we barely know anything about this tournament. And, like, just, like, how weird and random everything seems to be. Like, it could be, like, these guys could absolutely love it, or, like, we could, after the first week, like, we could hear, like, guys, like, being like no, this isn't for me. It might be a little bit of both too. Like, we just don't.
So listen, I mean, all of what I've said so far of being like, yeah, I mean, I'd probably do it, is all assuming that I have vetted this process. All these guys have talked with them, gone through, been pitched on it.
Yeah.
Probably gone through contracts with their agent, that all ensures to them, like, and that makes them be like, okay, yes, like,
the financial security of it.
This is, or like, these terms work for me, because, like, we don't know what the terms are. We don't know if this is going to turn into a Fire Fest type situation.
Yeah, and we don't know if they're getting paid up front. Like, they might be getting millions of dollars up front, and we have no idea. Like that would, like, I think that would probably influence one of those top amateurs in the world. Like, that's probably like, who knows what they were dreaming, if they were dreaming about the PGA Tour or something like that. But, like, that probably makes a big difference. Like, for Taylor Gooch, that probably makes a big difference. Like,
and honestly, if you could show up and still play in the majors, and that's kind of like the big,
very well might be
part of golf. Like,
Question.
it could be worth it for you in the end.
Yeah.
Will this tour count toward the official world golf rankings?
I think it will.
Yeah, most likely.
I don't know how, but, like, the field, like, the strength of the field will be
still qualify
terrible.
if you're a James Piot.
Like that might not.
Majors.
Like, he can technically, I guess he can still qualify, but, like, it's not like he's playing against, like you'd have to
win
several. Yeah. I feel like.
I mean, and whatever. We don't know what the PGA Tour.
The quality of the field is just not good enough.
We don't know what the PGA Tour is going to say. Like now that they see this list of players, they're going to be like, okay, you're banned. Like,
yeah,
you can't
we
come
have no
back.
idea what
they could have just say like, okay, you could go play in 3 of these events a year. Like they go play in other events anyway. Like earlier in the year when they played in that one of the Saudi events.
That's why I'm like they said
they let them do that.
They said they let them play in Saudi events, but they also they weren't going to grant releases for these tournaments.
PGA Tour also fundamentally doesn't agree with it, like morally.
Right, correct.
Which is fair, very fair. Which is very, very fair.
It's not just like it's not only just but like we want to keep our
competing tour. Yeah.
Like I honestly like what happened. Like somebody like Sam Horsfield's playing on the European tour right now. I think he has 3 or 4 wins on the European tour. Like the European tour hasn't really said anything, I don't think. So like or DP World Tour, excuse me. Like they haven't said anything because Sam Horsfield play in this event and then go back to the DP.
I think they've put out like the same kind of guideline or similar guidelines to the PGA Tour.
Are they all going to go play?
We're not going to grant releases, something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like it's just like they're going to have to play golf somewhere if they want to play in the majors, I guess. Like because you got to qualify for them, right? Which
I wish we knew. Like I wish I knew more about. Like there's like we're just talking about what we know, but like there's
so much else going on.
There's so much more we don't know, and so much more like this out there like we haven't even seen yet or read yet or heard about, or like we don't have any sources really close to the ground at all. It's just like we're going off of what we see in our gut reactions basically.
So
like we don't have.
Here's something for you to start, getting towards the conclusion of our of our talk here.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances you think this tour, like, really? I know we've already talked about this, but like, really is like a success in terms of it? The whole season runs through smoothly, and like it doesn't get halted by players not getting enough players, or
I mean, now we see the list. Like they have players. I think they might get through this.
This is only for the first term.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with the next couple of tournaments. There's going to be more names, and like again, what happens with the PGA Tour? Like they play this first tournament, the PGA Tour welcomes you back with open arms.
We really have no idea. Like for all we know, Gooch could be going over there and saying like, I'm trying this out, and like saying like after a week, he's like, I'm done. I'm coming back to the PGA Tour. Or it's like we don't. I think there's a greater like I think just because like we've been waiting so many unknowns about everything, but the fact that they have these guys makes it seem like it could last like through the year potentially.
Yeah.
But again, like I couldn't even tell you where the second tournament is for this. Like, and I'm sure I know it's out there, but like I we don't know.
New York, is that the one in
is that
Westchester? I don't know.
No.
We have a statement from DJ's manager. Dustin has been contemplating the opportunity on and off for the past couple of years. Ultimately, he decided it was best for him and his family to pursue it. Dustin has never had any issues with the PGA Tour and is grateful for all it has given him, but in the end, he felt like it was too compelling to pass up. So DJ got the bag.
Yeah.
He must have gotten like close to 100 million.
Yeah, I would assume. The offer was, and a month ago, like I tweeted this on the Pin High account. I'm pretty sure a month ago, DJ said, I'm fully committed to the PGA Tour.
Yep.
So, money talks.
I'm tweeting from like Corey Connors right now.
PGA Tour.
Greg Norman really on demon time.
PGA Tour statement from May 10th is like we've notified those that applied for the request has been declined. USGA put out a statement. Have security positions. We reserve the right as we players have to review any competitor situation on a case-by-case basis. That's the USGA saying that.
So here's
so that
a
might that
look at it.
might mean like amateurs like James Pia can't play in the USAM again or can't play in the US Open.
Here's an aspect to look at it from that's just like from our podcast. It's like gonna be kind of intriguing to see what the odds are on like DJ, who is just like so much better than everyone. Like Brian Kirshner on Twitter. He just tweeted, so DJ is going to be like minus 120 to win this event.
I mean, DJ, Louis, and Gooch. Those are like your three guys. Like Louis Oosthuizen is number 20 in the world. Like Louis Oosthuizen can start winning these events.
How much does DJ care if he's getting like $100 million up front? How much does he care about this tournament?
That's like an extra house.
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Really want an extra house?
I know somebody tweeted and Paulina's handbags.
Is there really a like? We don't know obviously, but is there really like that much of a difference between 100 million and 115 million?
Yeah. You're acting like people don't.
To those guys
aren't greedy.
No, like people are absolutely greedy. I just think like it's like I could totally see some of these guys like a DJ or a like Sergio. I can definitely see Sergio doing it, like just taking the money and kind of, I don't know, just like messing around out there. Like, like that, like just like kind of like not like they're not gonna. It's not gonna be really intriguing. Nearly as serious as the PGA Tour. I don't think. Like even with the money involved, like it's still like even if you finish in 7th place, you're still gonna get a ton of money. Like it's like I don't know what to expect in terms of the competitiveness of this.
I mean, listen, DJ is 38 years old, I think. So like this makes sense. Like if you were 38 years old, you already had your PGA Tour career. You have kind of everything's kind of behind you. You can still play in the majors.
Like, he's one of the greatest.
This makes
players
so much sense. Time. Yeah, but so he's making $100 million. Like, I mean,
don't like once you like if you're him, like you have 2 majors. One, like, don't you want to go for like more majors? Like it's
he can.
Yeah, he can.
He might not be able to based off what the USGA said.
Oh, what the USGA say?
They said they're reviewing everyone on a case by case basis. Like we have no idea what
Oh, he's DJ. Say. He gets special treatment.
What about Augusta? Think Augusta's going to let DJ back into the field?
Their morals aren't that high.
Probably. I would assume yes.
If I had to say right now, I don't think Augusta would let.
I think Augusta lets him in. I think
just let a woman join like maybe a few years ago.
Yeah. I think Augusta would let them in. I think the PGA Championship would probably let them play too. The USGA a little up in the air.
RNA probably will.
The RNA, I probably not.
Why not?
I just feel like probably not. The RNA, like let's see what the DP World Tour says. I don't even know what their stance is on it either. So,
I truly like. I think there's a very good chance like that these guys like don't. Like they're not allowed to play on the PGA on the PGA, not on the PGA Tour like majors again. Like, and if they're not, like I wonder if like we hear like someone like a Taylor Gooch or regret. Like DJ probably won't say he regrets it. Like DJ doesn't. I don't think he even cares enough. But like if I'm in DJ's position and I have all these wins, I have like a lifetime membership on the PGA Tour, which he does have. Like I'm the Masters, US Open win, like. I'm still like in a very good spot in my career, like to get the career Grand Slam, like win a couple more majors potentially, like if you plays well enough. But I mean, to each their own, I guess too.
I mean, this ends in like a lawsuit. I feel like that could take years and years to undo. Where these guys are probably still playing on the PGA Tour while they settle this in court. So
it's just wild.
You know, we can speculate all we want, but next week I'm sure we'll have much more to talk about.
Yeah,
this ongoing LIV saga.
But. Yeah, and if you're listening to the podcast right now, we now are going to go back in time and go back.
And we're going to talk like you're going to listen to some people now that don't know about this
at all.
I went and played golf
hours ago.
These 2 segments. So
Patrick goes and plays golf, and the whole golf world turns to shit, basically.
Pretty much. And if you guys are on YouTube, this will be a separate video, so you got the full LIV video on YouTube.
Yeah.